From the shores of Lake Erie and Northeast Ohio, it's time for Cleveland at Night. On this show, we feature local entertainment and sporting events filmed from various venues and locations from the CLE area. When the sun goes down, our camera crew comes out. It's Cleveland at Night. Up next is the Downtown Tommy Christmas Special. And now here he is, Downtown Tommy.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the 2018 Cleveland at Night Christmas Spectacular. I am your host, Downtown Tommy. We have a wonderful show for you. We have artists, we have musicians, we have comedians, we have authors, and we even have an ice cream truck. So relax, enjoy yourself. We have a wonderful show for you, and I want to introduce our first guest this evening. It is the Akron Freedom Choir. Yay!
This episode of Cleveland at Night was filmed at the Odd Mall Outpost in Akron, Ohio. Up next on the Downtown Tommy's Christmas Special is featuring the Akron Freedom Choir.
No time
are watching the Cleveland at Night Christmas Special. This special is brought to you by DMK Productions. Now back to Downtown Tommy.
Welcome back, everyone, to the 2018 Cleveland at Night Christmas Spectacular. My name is Downtown Tommy. I am your host for this evening's festivities, and for the second time in my television career, I am privileged to be able to interview the wonderful Nikki Bartel, and we go way, way back. And I wanted to bring her on and have her show what she's been working on lately, since the last time we've talked about this kind of thing. So everyone, please welcome to the show, Nikki Bartel.
So lately, I had a little bit of a hiatus. I had major surgery in July.
Oh no!
Yeah, on my birthday, so that was my birthday present to myself. And so recovering, I wasn't really painting a lot, but then as soon as I could pick it back up, I had a show that I was had to prepare for, all new works, and that was at Mother's Ball 2091 in Cuyahoga Falls with Miss Amy Mothersbaugh, who allowed me and to grace her studio for a solo show, which was an awesome experience. So that was the first major thing that I did when I could paint again. And that was pretty amazing. And then from there I just had a 2-day show at Bethel Lutheran Church, and it was their Christmas show. And so for them, I decided to, for the first time ever, was to get some of my artwork printed up in calendars. So I have the very first 2019 Aspire, Dream, and Jingle calendar, which has much of my artwork on each month that you could view, and it has all the holidays listed. So that was brand new for me to try. And I did a limited print run of 10, and so far I've sold 2 and I have 8 left. So I'm still keeping it at a pre-sale price of $25 for the calendar. And then, so I have many new works, so I exploded into painting and decided I go through phases. So I go into big acrylic paintings, or then I start doing my free flow acrylic and inks, which then
You can stand up.
This is my newest one, well, one of a series that I started, and I got such a huge liking of these that I decided to get prints made. Let me put that back in there.
Well, you know, also, this being the holiday shopping season, we're trying to encourage everybody to shop local and
Yes.
to support artists. And, you know, everything that you do is made so lovingly, and this is an opportunity for people to get real high-quality art made with a personal touch, and they can bring it into their home and show off to everybody, and then have the comfort of being able to look at it all the time. And so that's one of the reasons I wanted to have you on, because that's your thing.
I'm trying to bridge the gap from corporate land into dreamland. This is my goal, and my husband and I and family would really, really love to someday get land, get a barn, and have our own space so our kids can roam free and not have to worry about people walking the alleys and all the fun chaos that you sometimes get in, downtown or whatever. But it would just be nice to have that space. So everything that I sell gets socked away, so hopefully someday I get that piece of land that we can have our own dream and, work for ourselves. But so everything that I sell goes towards that, will go towards that dream. And so out of that, I'm gonna stand up because I can't turn my neck very well. I have new items that first time ever, so I have prints that I put on little day planners. These are for sale, and they're all reasonable. They're not
Very practical.
They're not out, and everybody needs to be prepared for 2019. So
I could benefit from a day planner myself.
we have day planners, I have calendars, and each one has a print of my artwork on them. And we'll show a few of these. This is one of my favorites. It's so serene and calming and soothing.
Has anyone in our audience ever been double booked? Isn't that awful?
Yeah.
See? This would prevent that. You never
It
need
would
to worry
prevent
about it ever again.
And for all the activities of the family and children in life, the calendars are great for. And then my very new, so I ordered a box of 20 sketchbooks. A box. And they were supposed to come before the show over the weekend. And they didn't show up, and they showed up yesterday. So I took them in and I cut the prints and everything, and I'm almost sold out. So these are the new sketchbooks, and they have 293 pages, blank pages, and each one has my print on them of my artwork, and I have back orders right now. So that was an awesome thing. That was a very awesome thing, and they're great for, Christmas gifts and kids to encourage.
You could
sketching
take one
and
to
writing.
school and put it
Yes.
in front of your math book, and you could draw
Yes.
Batman instead of doing your, Pythagorean theorem.
Yeah.
That's what I used to do.
Yeah, that's what we had book covers for.
That's
It
right.
started with the,
The rest of you kids could take a lesson from
Brown
Tom
paper.
there. He's always got his nose in the book. It's like,
and then I have, so out of that, I cut down some paintings sometimes. So when I get commissioned paintings or I'm just painting away, but I see a piece that I really like, I'll cut them down. So, but out of those cuttings, I create, because I don't like to waste, I create bits of my paintings and I create them into little art marks, I call them, little bookmarks. And so you get a bit of my paintings, but they're elaborated and they have, good messages on them. And it's always about inspiring others to be better, to fill their soul, to, fill themselves up with the good things, and to always encourage other people to go for their dreams and to, create. So out of these, I have all these little art marks, I call them, with inspiring messages. Like this one is called Dreamer. But like I said, each one is a bit of my paintings that I've cut down to size.
so Nikki, if people are looking for you online and they want to be able to get a hold of you and purchase things or where you're going to be next to everything, is there a place they can find you in a convenient way?
Yes, actually, I do have my Facebook page. It's called Aspire, Dream, and Jingle on Facebook, and that's my art page, and you'll see all the shows I'm doing or all the new works I'm working on, or if I have vending shows or opportunities of such like this. I
right.
post and I promote other artists as well. And sometimes I'll host other artists on my site. But I also have a one-stop shop that you could go to that has every link of how to contact me. Instagram, Facebook, email, Twitter. I don't really use Twitter a whole lot, but I mean, it links to it. So, a lot of people.
Is there ever a bad time to buy art?
Never.
See?
No. You have birthdays, anniversaries. I do commission work. I have these little dream books that I make, which, I don't know if you can see it, but each book is handmade. So I make each book, and then I adorn them, and then you can wear them. And you can actually, and they close, and you can write in them, or what's really cool is I had a commission piece for a wedding. It was for the mother-in-law, so the new mother-in-law. So I created the book, and then I, decorated it with the colors of the wedding. But inside, the bride and groom put pictures, the little thumbnail pictures, in there with little messages to the mother-in-law for her. So they can all be, customized for, for the person you want it, if you're getting it for yourself or as a gift.
Oh, this is wonderful. Nikki, I cannot thank you enough for coming on the show and
Well,
being
thank
a
you for
guest
asking
here.
me.
And it inspires me when I look at all this stuff, and it reminds me of a song. It's a big country, it's a big country, so why should your dreams be small? Nikki Bartell. Welcome back, everyone, to the 2018 Cleveland at Night Christmas Spectacular. I am your host, Downtown Tommy, and we have a wonderful show. I hope you've been enjoying yourselves so far. And we have authors, we have comedians, we have musicians, we have artists, we've got ice cream truck parked outside for your ice cream pleasures. And I wanted to introduce a dear friend of mine, and we also go way, way back, and I think we won an award or two between us in our day and everything.
Right.
So I want to welcome my dear friend, author Dino Sands.
Hey, how you doing, Tom?
So what have you been doing lately? You can tell for everybody at home that doesn't know you or not familiar, what's been going on?
Writing.
Yeah. Always.
Always writing. I'm about to drop my 16th book. Evil Has a First Name is going to come out by December. I suppose that had dropped 2 books this year. Evil Has a First Name and Latitude, Longitude. But as you said before in the other interview, misscheduled things, so I had to let things pass by. So that will be coming out next year in March. So actually, that's all I'm doing.
It's not that long off.
Writing
What do you think
involved.
about it? Yeah.
You know, I'm doing my music as well. You know, writing lyrics, being produced in Italy with a lot of tracks in Italy. So that's what I've been doing.
Now, for people that are not familiar, we go way back.
Mhm.
And what your genre that you're most familiar that people would know you from would be
Horror.
horror.
Yes, the horror genre.
And we were talking earlier the difference between American horror and there's different genres around the world, and people like the one in Japan and Asia, they do more kind of like what your style would be, which is suspense.
Right. I don't write gore. I don't do
There's
that kind of thing.
yeah, we were talking that there's too many other people doing it already.
Right, and you know, when I was 16, I read The Ego in the Head by Sigmund Freud, and he always stated that there are 3 levels of awareness, which is the conscious, the preconscious, and the unconscious. So I've always used that in my horror writing to make sure that I scare everybody in that aspect. But the unconscious is where I dwell truly when you're sleeping. So when you read my books, you may not want to read them alone at all.
Or just maybe you don't want to read them right before bed.
No, that wouldn't be a good deal.
Yeah, don't have a big bowl of chili and ice cream and orange juice and go lay down and read the book. No, we want to skip that. But we were talking, to be able to introduce what you do to a new generation of people out there, young people. Now, obviously, the 2 of us grew up to be in the arts, and we had people that inspired us and made us want to do it. And obviously, there's a group coming up now that are looking to do the same thing. So at the same time, we want to look at what advice would you give to an up-and-coming writer that wants to make a name for themselves and be unique and not just get, put in with everybody else because they're not doing anything to stand out?
Well, first of all, you can't allow anybody to dictate your creativity. If this is the way you write, this is the way you write. If these are your ideas, these are your ideas. Because I've been writing for years, and I've had some bad things go on with me as far as people accepting my writing. I've been through that. But then I wrote a quote once, and I tell young writers all the time, if a writer's work is to be read, the writer too must be read. So you have to read yourself as well. You just can't write. So you have to read everything, you know, from different cultures, religions, whatever aspect. I don't care if it's nonfiction, fiction, whatever the case may be, thriller, suspense, horror. You have to read everything. So that's the way you create your own self-purpose in this literary industry, because it's a tough industry to break into. It's not easy.
And, you know, one of the things I do, and you do too, I know, is we follow trends. We see what's you know, percolating out there and everything like that. What do you see now? What do you see as a difference between when you first started and the things that are trending now as far as the way people network to get their name out there?
Well, you know, and I tell writers, it took me a while I built the brand name first versus my books. So you have to build yourself as a brand for people to understand who you are, and then they'll read your works. And I've a lot of things I've done as far as promotional tools. I see through the years people have started that trend.
I'm in awe of your ability to do that. I mean, I told him he should have a Udemy class of how to promote and brand, because you've got it all down.
Oh,
land, sea, and air to
right.
Promote. But you got to do that.
Right. If you're gonna rise to in this industry, literary industry, you have to be able to go beyond and see outside the box, not the typical writer. You have to be able to use every aspect you can with society and social media, music, everything, voiceovers, everything to get your brand out there. And I found out once I built my brand, people started buying more and more books because they knew exactly who I was.
One of the worst things I've seen with self-sabotage with people in the arts is they are incapable of taking themselves outside themselves and thinking like my customers think.
Right, exactly.
Or my demographic would think. And you have to be able to do that. You have to be, everything, and it's like a lot of the things that I do can't be exclusively to my personal taste.
Right.
If you have to look at the people you're trying to market or sell something to and be able to think like, what would the appeal be, and not something, because I had worked on a project years ago with somebody that never got that. They were trying to put all their favorite music in or all their favorite whatever in. It doesn't work that way. You're not going to reach anybody. You're going to reach you, and that's it. You don't want to reach, that's kind of, hard to live like that. So.
Exactly, I agree. And you have to think, we are in America, but my mindset was beyond America, the whole world. So now my Dino Sands is worldwide. It's a
global brand.
It's a global brand. And you can't just stay in one country and think that you're going to make it. You have to reach out to everyone and create for these kind of people, these people in other countries, so they'll want to reach you.
So do you see yourself in a couple of years branching into like satellite radio or different kind of programs and things like that to do? Where do you see with that?
Well, that's going to take a lot of effort because I love to write. But one day I would like to, do radio, things of that sort. I mean, I've been on numerous radio shows, TV shows, and they've always said my voice, I should be on the radio regardless of the fact. But maybe one day I will branch out to do that.
Maybe we could sing a duet. Maybe one day you and I can sing.
Yes, we can do that. Would you like to sing something?
I want to sing, we could do Lou Rawls.
Which one?
You'll never find. Oh, come on, you know it.
Don't
act like you don't know
A
it.
book like mine.
Okay, and well, I tell you what, we'll spare everybody my singing for later. That's a whole other show. Dino, thank you for coming on. It's always a pleasure.
It's been a pleasure.
One of my favorite people in the whole world. Ladies and gentlemen, Dino Sands.
All right, that's right. Thank you. Thank you.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Cleveland at Night 2018 Christmas Spectacular. I'm your host, Downtown Tommy, and I hope you've been enjoying the show so far. I know I have. And we have a dear friend of mine that we have something in common. And we are both users of the same wonderful product that gives me all the vitality that you are apparent and seeing when I'm on camera. And she represents Thrive by Lavelle. And this is my dear friend Kelly O'Brien Campbell. Let's have a hand for her.
Hey everybody, how are you?
Now, you started me on your program a couple weeks ago.
I did.
And I feel a lot better. And I have a lot more energy. And I was sure to follow the recommended program with the vitamins before I went on the show. And you see how much energy and zip and vitality I have.
Absolutely.
And I attribute that to the wonderful product that you have. So tell our viewers at home exactly what you have there.
Okay. Well, like Tommy said, it's 3 easy steps. Premium nutrition that you're putting in your body to fill your nutritional gaps. So how you do this is you take 1 to 2 capsules on an empty stomach before your feet hit the floor. It comes in women and men's. Then 20 to 40 minutes later, you take your micronized shake. I mix it with ice and milk. I like it best personally. And you take it like you're drinking it on the way to work, just getting up. If you're not a breakfast person, people take this. Also, if you are a breakfast person, you can take this with it while you eat. It's just gives you all the vitamins that you need, and it is gluten-free, and it also helps with if you are diabetic. This actually is a benefit for diabetics also. Then, lastly, put on one of these patches. Yep, you see right here.
That's right.
On mine, and it comes preloaded on here. You just peel it off, stick it on wherever you might have any aches or discomforts. I personally like it on my shoulder blade when I'm working out or I do any heavy lifting. My muscle just tenses up and it calms it down. It has natural willow wick, which is a natural aspirin on it. So it helps with everything. All these 3 steps, it helps with your digestive system. You become Hercules. No, I'm joking. Not Hercules, but you will become stronger. You will become happier.
You're not going to conk out at 2 in the afternoon anymore.
No, I will.
And say, where can I go lay down?
Absolutely, no, not
Isn't
at
that
all.
horrible?
Well, I used to be that way. I've been on Thrive for 4 years now, and the first day I took Thrive, I took my 2 capsules as soon as I woke up, like it was directed to do, and I was skeptic. I'm like, this is not going to work. I took them, and I was like, okay, it does work. I'm wide awake. I jump in a shower. I'm singing in a shower. I never do. Then I never liked shakes prior to Thrive, so when I first took it, I'm like, oh, okay, this is going to be chalky, disgusting. It was delicious. And I'm not going to tell a lie because it actually is. You need to try it firsthand. What do you like? Do you like it?
Lavelle on my shoulder makes me happy.
I bet it does.
Lavelle in my eye makes it hard to dry.
You're too funny.
Oh, come on.
I understand.
Well, anyway, I'm very happy that she introduced me to this because I'm an extremely busy guy, and I don't have time to conk out at 2 in the afternoon and be looking to go lay down and take a nap.
Yep.
Because I got stuff to do, and she's got stuff to do, and you guys at home got stuff to do.
Absolutely. I start my day at 6:30 in the morning.
See?
And I don't end my day till 11, and I'm still feel like an Energizer Bunny. And again, if I felt great on day 1, 4 years later, I'm still feeling from just like day 1. It's doing something, and it's so affordable. You refer 2 people, you can get it for free. Also, it's between $5 to $6 a day broken down. for a 30-day seance.
And Kelly, you can arm wrestle me to a draw.
Oh.
And we've established this. I mean, we're not going to do it on live TV. Well, maybe the next show.
Okay.
But yeah, it's true that like we're like in a neck and neck in here. So anyway,
And I'll beat you.
we're gonna. Oh yeah. So in any event, we will roll your contact information in the credits, and everybody will be able to find you and find out about more about exactly what we're talking about. So in the meantime, I want to thank you for coming on the Christmas special.
Well, thank
and
you.
ladies and gentlemen, Kelly O'Brien Campbell.
Have a Merry Christmas, everyone. Thanks for having me on, Tommy.
Well, sure. Santa Claus is coming to town, bringing his toy sled all around, bringing lots of little toys for all the good little girls and boys. Santa Claus is coming to town, bringing his toy sled all around, bringing all the little toys, all the nice little girls and boys.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Cleveland at Night 2018 Christmas Spectacular. My name is Downtown Tommy, and if you're like me, and I know you are, you associate everything with ice cream and how you're going to get it, and when you can start eating it, and when you can eat it when no one will notice it, and how at like 1:30 in the morning you're going to get it delivered to your house. And so I found an expert on that very topic to be able to address these things. We have Heather Anderson from Street Treats. Thank you for coming on the show.
Oh, not a problem. My pleasure.
Well, what interested you in the ice cream business?
I wanted a job that people were happy to see me come, that they, wanted, to have, making people happy is kind of the biggest thing. People are generally happy to see me.
Well, you made us happy. You made Ava, you're happy, right?
Yeah.
See? Well, I'm happy because I have my birthday party ice cream sandwich, and you got what, the Powerpuff Girls?
Yes.
See, it's made a colossal difference in my life. I feel much happier now that I have my ice cream. So, what is your route? When do you usually operate? Are you seasonal, or do you appear all year?
Generally seasonal, but I do birthday parties and graduation parties and things like that throughout the year. So if they book me, like you guys did today, to come do different events and things like that, that's an all year thing. But generally, when I do the streets, it's about the time that the weather breaks, like March, April, until we go sometimes into October, as long as the weather holds out.
So, are you available, like, say, for instance, like Life Flight, if somebody called at like 3 o'clock in the morning and they needed ice cream, would you be able to drive over to the house with your truck?
Within reason, and for you, yes.
Yeah, because I believe at one time you drove past my house and I laid down in front of the truck to get you to stop.
You did. I do remember that.
Well, that's not made up, folks. That really happened. I have witnesses that can corroborate that version of events. Well,
I went to Sandusky. Now I need ice cream.
See?
You always need ice cream.
Come on, folks. Is there a bad time? Is there an inappropriate time to whip out an ice cream sandwich and just start eating it? You know, calling hours, job interviews, jury duty. Come on. We've all done, come on. Get off your high horse. We all know at one time you've done it. Come on. So, Heather here, this is who you want to talk to. I mean, I have an honest face. I wouldn't lie to you. This is who you want to talk to for all of your ice cream needs, right?
Yes.
So when we roll the credits, we will include all of Heather's contact information so you can get a hold of her and get your ice cream so that you don't have to live a life of deprivation. Well, thank you for coming on the show, and thank you for catering our wonderful event.
You are more than welcome. It's my pleasure to be here.
Merry Christmas, everybody.
Merry Christmas.
We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Now bring us some figgy pudding. Now bring us some figgy pudding. Now bring us some figgy pudding and bring some in here. We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
Run, Rudolph! Santa Claus is coming to town. Run, Rudolph! You can take the freeway down. Run, Rudolph! Spinning like a merry-go-round. Run, Rudolph! Santa Claus is coming to town. Run, Rudolph! You can take the freeway down. Go. Run, Rudolph! Spinning like a merry-go-round. Round. You spin me right round, baby, right round, like a record, baby, right round. You spin me right round, baby, right round, like a record, baby, right round. My father loves a lot of things, but two of the things he loves is giving ridiculous gag gifts and beer. So one year, I figured I finally figured out the way to repay him. I got my father a 6-pack of O'Doul's for Christmas, which was a beautiful thing for me.
because it meant my experience of him opening his present was a brief 30 seconds of his face being overwhelmed with joy, thinking he had opened a six-pack of beer, and then a rapid shift to a sincere face of disappointment as he realized it was O'Toole's. And that is my favorite memory of my father at Christmas.
Come on, choir, let's sing this song. The Lord is my shepherd.
Lord is my shepherd.
He goes before me.
He goes before me.
Defender behind me.
Defender behind me.
I won't fear.
I won't fear.
I'm filled with anointing.
Filled with anointing.
My cup overflows.
My cup's overflowing.
No weapon can harm me.
No weapons can harm me.
I won't fear.
I won't fear.
We are not alone.
Alone.
Oh, He's my comfort.
He's my
And He always
always holds me close.
You see, He always guides me.
And He always guides me
Through mountains and valleys.
through mountains and valleys.
His joy is refreshing.
Joy is refreshing.
Tell him what He do, y'all.
Restores my soul.
Mercy and goodness.
Mercy and goodness
It gives me assurance
gives me assurance
that I'll see His glory
I'll see His glory
one day, face to face.
face to face.
Everybody say hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
For we are not alone.
I am not alone.
Oh, He's my comfort.
He's my
And He always holds me
always holds me close.
Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
You are not alone. We are not. You are not alone. No, 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 no. For He is our comfort.
He's my comfort.
And He'll always hold you close.
Always holds me close.
Oh, it's my favorite, your heart, y'all. Your spirit,
Your spirit lives within
so
me,
I can walk.
so I can walk in your
Your spirit
spirit lives within
is
me.
my victory.
My victory.
My victory.
My victory.
Your spirit,
Spirit lives within
so
me,
I can
so
walk.
I can walk in your
Your spirit
spirit lives within me.
is my victory.
My victory.
My victory.
How many of y'all know you're not alone today? Hallelujah! Oh! Hallelujah!
You are watching the Cleveland Nite Christmas Special featuring the Akron Freedom Choir.
It was the night before Christmas, and all through the house, not a creature was stirring, not even a mouse.
In my mind, I want you to be free. To all of my family and friends, won't you listen to me? Now hear what I say. We wish you a Merry Christmas to each one of you. Ooh. Silent night, holy night, all is calm, all is bright, bright, young virgin, mother and child, holy infant, so tender and mild, sleep in heavenly peace. Sleep in heavenly peace. What a joyous day. Come on, listen. Sleep.
Silent night, holy night, shepherds quake, and the sun, holy streams from heaven above. Heavenly hosts sing hallelujah.
Christ, the Savior, is born. Oh, yes, He is. Christ, the Savior is born. Go on and relax your mind and sleep. Just sleep in heavenly peace. As I sit around by the fireplace, watching the gleaming tree, it
shake. Savior and Savior. Give thanks. Give thanks to the world. Jesus, Jesus, Lord. Sleep in heaven, heavenly peace.
All right, y'all.
Go on and rest your mind. All my family and friends, I want you to remember this line.